2026 to order. Mr. Fox, would you call the roll, please?
Dave Cash.
Here.
Stephen Wanamaker is absent. Gary Gross.
Here.
Tom
Microphone.
Evans. Jerry Hinder.
Present.
And Corey Carter.
Present.
We have 5 board members present and 7.
Do we need to have a motion to approve the absences of Mr. Wanamaker and Mr. Mintel? I think we've done that.
Those sound fine.
I'll move that we accept the absences of Stephen Wanamaker and A.J. Mintel as being excused.
I'll second.
I don't think the mics are on.
Yeah, the mic's,
No. It's up.
yeah, mine's up too. Well, that is. Hello, hello, yeah. I'll speak loud enough.
Okay, we got a first by David and second by Jerry. Call the roll.
Yes, please.
Mr. Cash.
Yes.
Mr. Heinrich.
Yes.
Mr. Gross.
Yes.
Mr. Evans.
Yes.
And Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Motion approved 5-0.
All right, thank you. If you all would join me in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, next order of business would be the approval of the minutes for the meeting of January 7th, 2026. Has everyone had an opportunity to review them? And
I see a possible mistake. I'm not sure. Over on the second page, about midway down, it says Mr. Mintel stated he was a big opponent to ADUs. This is something the city needs, et cetera, et cetera. I think that probably meant proponent, didn't it?
I'll go back and listen to the tape and double check that for you, and I'll make that change as necessary.
I just found that. Gary, what were you saying that you thought he was referring to what?
State he was a big opponent. It says, I think he meant proponent.
Okay. Yeah, if you would, Mr. Fox, if you'd, if that's the case, would you make that change to
Yeah.
proponent rather than opponent?
Yep, I will look into that tomorrow.
Any other changes or modifications?
I'll move we accept the minutes of the meeting. Absent. Jerry.
I'll second that.
All right, Jerry Heinrich,
Yes.
Dave Cash.
Yes.
Gary Gross.
Yes.
Tom Evans.
Yes.
Jerry Heinrich, Corey Carter, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Motion approved 5-0.
All right. Thank you. Next order of business then would be the application for a use variance in case number 02-26. This is by Rodney Gibbs for a use variance for the property at 4680 Caprice Drive to permit heavy automobile repair within the building and the outdoor storage of semi-trailers, and trucks and trailers. Mr. Fox, if you would
You need
Go
to
from
swear
there.
him in.
You want to
Oh,
swear me in first?
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, so this is a use variance for case number 02-26, 4680 Caprice Drive. Requested action, request by applicant Ron Gibbs for use variance at 4680 45 feet measured along the arterial street. Solid wood fence or masonry wall at least 6 foot high shall be provided at any side of the site adjacent to a residential lot. Activities shall be limited to the sale of fuel. Number 2, the servicing of motor vehicles with minor repair work. 3, automatic or hand washing of vehicles within an enclosed building. And the retail sales of vehicle parts and products relating to minor repair work such as, but not limited to, oil, grease, antifreeze, batteries, windshield wipers, etc. G, any major repair work, including automobile body repair and painting, automobile glass work, automobile transmission work, automobile engine overhaul and repair, and radiator repair work shall be classified as automotive repair A, and shall be subject to section 120409D20. Vehicles being serviced and awaiting same shall be stored for no longer than 14 days on the site if in an unenclosed area. Any removal of pumps or tanks shall be undertaken in accordance with the safe, acceptable practices as prescribed by the National Fire Protection Association and filling suppressions to the grade level of the lot. All areas not paved or covered by the building shall be landscaped. A, there shall be no more than 2 driveway openings among any frontage, and there shall be a minimum separation of 50 feet between each driveway as measured from the edge of pavement. Storage and disposal of solid waste and recyclable material, including discharged motor vehicle parts or equipment and fluids, shall comply with all applicable federal, state, and local requirements. Outdoor solid waste and recyclable storage areas shall be screened in accordance with section 1216.1. Excuse me. Okay. I, the sale of fuel. Servicing of motor vehicles with minor repair work. 3, automatic and hand.
Yeah, you did that.
Page, you just finished that page.
Appeals requirement, application by the applicant, affidavit authorizing the zoning variance so that the applicant representative can speak only as to
I have one. This is formerly the in-stock box facility, correct? It has been. And, okay.
No questions for staff? All right, if there are no questions for staff, I'll open the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this application, please step forward to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Identify yourself, sir. And if you would, try to keep your voice, because I'm not sure those are amplifying much, so if you keep your voice up as much as you can so we can, not only do we have a record going, but we want to be able to hear it as well. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Gibbs?
I'll ask you, what sort of volume do you think you'll have when you get up and running with 10 people fixing stuff and from a truck count? What?
Do you know if these are mechanical or are they body type repairs? Mechanical. So engines, transmissions, okay. Sure.
Sir, come forward, and I'll swear, we've got to keep a record clean here. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Now, if you'll identify yourself. That's not amplifying, sir, so you'll have to speak as loudly as you can. So you anticipate engine overhauls, transmission replacements and overhauls on both automobiles and semi-trucks? Does your work require lifts for some of this work to be done? Lifts, I mean, to take vehicles off of the ground in order to get under.
Are the trucks delivered with tow trucks and stuff because they're not working properly? So does this business exist somewhere currently? And so the question I asked previously was, what type of volume do you think you'll serve? If you have 10 people in there, do you have 5 deliveries? How do they work that? I know it's different.
Sir, what are going to be the business hours?
From from when, sir?
8 to 8? Okay.
I have a question too. How many truck trailers do you think you'll have in that parking lot right there? Just an estimate. It don't have to be exact. 100 semi-truck trailers in that parking lot? Okay. Have you guys, I know there's another business on the left that's a gym. So do you guys own like most of that parking lot right there? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that the building which is on the upper left there? I did catch what Mr. Heidenreich asked about the parking. How many trailers do you anticipate that you would be parking outside on the parking lot? 100? And for how long for what?
And another quick question, are they going to be coming, so if you look at that map there, are these trailers going to be coming in from the Caprice Drive side instead of the South Braille side? Okay. My only concern is because I have a CDL and I know that's a real tight spot coming through that angle. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Okay, I see. All right. Okay, thank you.
If memory serves me right, when in stock was in there, there were tractor trailers housed in that lot, but 100 seems like quite a bit. Okay, gotcha, okay.
I want to make sure I understood, that you were asked what, the daily hours, can you reiterate for me when you're going to open your business up and when you're going to close it? 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, thank you.
Now, how will you handle waste fluids? Like transmission fluids, motor oils? Okay.
Will you be, I think there are no additional docks. I think we had an application for some docks along the southwest corner there. Those were never right. So they were never installed. So the only dock, I think there's a dock on the north side of the building. And you said you have salesmen, you have approximately, did you say 4 or 6 salesmen? Not open for retail to the general consumer?
That's a good question, David. Do you sell parts that you salvage off of some of these pieces of equipment, or how do you? Okay, so that's what you're warehousing, you have replacement parts? Okay.
Mr. Cash, if I,
Yes.
a couple of questions from legal counsel for the applicant. In addition to the 100 trailers that are going to be stored on the exterior, is there anything else that's going to be stored on the exterior? Okay. And the semi-trucks and trailers that are going to be stored on the exterior, are they all going to be trucks that are being worked on, or are you going to be storing trucks there just to have a place to store them? So you'll be both storing trucks there that just for storage and having trucks there that are in line to be worked on. Okay, so it's going to be like two primary uses for this parcel. Okay. How many trucks in the yellow area?
So the 100 trailers was anticipating the purchase of the other property? And that hasn't, that's still in progress?
So if you purchase it, then you would intend to store 100 trucks on the whole parcel?
So what's, not that it's part of this application, but the contracted property that you are buying to the immediate south there, is that going to be, do you anticipate coming back here if your use variance was approved, to apply for a use variance to conduct vehicle and truck repair in that building as well? Just the parking lot? Any other questions?
It's just for perspective, and I know it's maybe a stupid question, but those look like tractor trailers that are there now, right? Just for, so I see, there's 3 here and a couple, so I'm just looking at that and just trying to extrapolate out what that's going to look like with 50 or 100. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, gentlemen. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this use variance application, please step forward. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application, please step forward to be sworn. Raise your right hand, ma'am. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And state your name, please. And if you'll have to keep your voice up too, ma'am. All right. Tell us what you want us to hear. hold on, ma'am, in case anyone has any questions for you.
I just quickly, when did you say you moved in there, or? 2010, so you've been there 15 years, 18 years. Thank you.
Let me ask you this, ma'am. When N Stock Box was there, remember when that were? Yes. Hold on, sir. We'll let you talk in a second. I don't get down that way very often. How many tractor, because I know they would park trailers there. How many trailers would you estimate at the most was parked in that parking lot? Okay.
No work being performed on those at all, it was just a matter of him getting boxes in and out or whatever. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am. Sir, did you want to address, if you'll come up here then? You can stay there, ma'am, if you'd like to. Give him support. If you raise your right hand, sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. And if you'll identify yourself as well, sir. Speak, keep your voice up, sir.
My name is Donald Lewis, my husband.
All right.
She mentioned the fence earlier when we first moved in 20 years ago. We went there, we had to present ourselves in this court in order to have the fence. When box, what is it called, box storage? In box storage, noise all day. Trucks in and out continuously all day. I went fast. The reason we got the approval is because we had dogs. There's the children's bus stop right there on the corner of Brill and no, not Brill.
Caprice.
Cedar.
Caprice, sir?
Caprice and Buckingham Court. That's where they pick the kids up. Then there's also, right before the condos there's the Metro, the city bus line. That's there too. What they're talking about as far as traffic in and out, it is ugly. They back in. Some drivers can drive, some drivers can't. I'm retired now. I watch the whole street get backed up. I can't get out for work. I can't get out. I can't come home from work because of trucks in and out of the Brill exit, the Caprice exit, entrance, whatever you want to call it. The trash from just that small application that they did, that fall off their truck. I'm an outside guy. I got to cut grass, pick up trash. That was me. It was way entirely too much. Box did nothing to do it. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to prevent the same kind of trash from coming over to the area that they're not responsible for. Once it gets on my land, I got to pick it up. So it's a couple complaints like far as that. So we got the kids, we got the property value, we got the traffic. It's a hassle for me because I live right there. And they took this picture at a convenient time when there was nothing there. I mean, I live there every day. You go over there now and you see crack there. But this picture was taken at a convenient time for those guys where it looks in their favor. And that's honesty. That's all I have.
Any questions?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
You heard people here that used to be in stock box there,
Yes, sir.
correct? And it turned over about, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago to a new owner or a new manager of the place.
I seen the improvements. I heard the improvements all summer long, up and along.
So you did see an improvement even with the new people moved in?
Well, there was no business there because they was doing rehabilitation. They building it up. So there is no traffic. So there's not going to be a problem.
Got it.
But now, when the traffic starts, that's when the problem's going to be happening. But if it starts, it's going to be too late for me to say anything. I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to get it here now, prevent it from happening because it was terrible with small box storage. Imagine this.
Thank you.
And who's going to live there?
Any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition to this use variance application, please step forward. If not, I'll close the public portion of this meeting. Oh. Okay. I'll close this portion of the meeting and ask for discussion, comments. Yes. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And if you would identify yourself.
I am Claire Fetters-Vinegar. I am the city planner for the city of Middletown. I do want to call out a few items for your consideration as you enter into deliberation. A bigger background history, as well as what our adopted plans and regulations call for this property. Our comprehensive plan indicates this is intended to be a neighborhood, mixed-use, light commercial area. There's industrial directly across the street, which would capture Cleveland Cliffs, but this is not intended to be a long-term industrial use. There's also the buffer zone that is established with our housing study from 2019, as well as captured again in our comprehensive plan. There is meant to be a 500 to 1,000 foot buffer between industrial uses and residential uses. If you were to permit a industrial use here, you're essentially now embiggening, I guess is a good way to put it, the buffer that would be required, thus capturing additional residents into that area where residents shouldn't be. However, the residents were there first. Additionally, you should only be considering the use variance for the heavy automotive repair. The additional primary use of outdoor storage, that would be a conditional use for the Planning Commission to consider if it's going to be totally separate from this use. We are asking that if you approve the use variance, it is subject to all the use-specific standards for heavy automotive and repair. Lastly, you have to find that all the review criteria for a use variance is met before you. And with that, that's all I have.
I had a question. Any questions for Ms. Vinegar? I had one. It was what you covered last. At this point in time, this use, as far as you're aware, the use variance application does not include the storage of trailers on the exterior of the property in the parking lots?
So if it's truly just semi-truck and trailer parking, that would be a different primary use. Now, if those semi-trucks need to be repaired and they're waiting to go into, I guess, the building, then it's a different story. But it sounded like from the testimony, it is two primary uses.
One being
the heavy automotive
temporary
repair.
Storage of semi-trailers and trucks.
Yeah, and outdoor storage and sales is a conditional use in that zoning district. So
Even if there's no sales going on
Right.
here, just storage?
Right.
Okay, okay. So I don't know if this is a question for you, Claire, or for... So our consideration would be for the heavy repair, the use of a heavy automotive and truck repair within the building, and the peripheral allowance then of not storage, but parking of the vehicles that are in the progress of being repaired.
Right.
Any other use of that, any other planting of those vehicles on this property for other uses, okay, would have to be approved by Planning Commission.
yes.
But if you look at the way this is written, it specifically says, though, repair within the building and the outdoor storage, so it sounds like that really is supposed to be split off.
Again, it's based on the applicant's testimony. If there is any trucks waiting to be repaired, then they would fall under, if approved with the use-specific standards, they would fall under that criteria and have to be met. Now, if they are just, I'm a truck driver and I need a place to park my trailer, or I need a place to park my truck, to sleep while I go to the hotel or something, then that falls into a different use category, which then are subject to a whole different set of use standards.
Okay. All right.
Or an RV or whatever a resident maybe needs to store, a
There's-
fishing boat or
Yeah, because
whatever.
there is a storage facility, vehicle storage facility down at the very southeast end of Real Boulevard and Lefferson Road there.
Right.
It's been there for years.
Right.
Sir, hold on. We'll get back to you, I promise. Any other questions for Ms. Benninger? Thank you. I'm going to reopen the public portion of this meeting so that the applicant can approach. If you step forward here, sir, and identify yourself again for the record. But you do understand that use is a separate use according to the zoning code. It's a separate use from a vehicle that's sitting outside awaiting repair inside. The use of a parking lot for people who want to put their truck there for 5 days while they go home and rest and recoup to come back is a separate use altogether. Okay. Okay, sure, okay. Well, any questions? All right, good, thank you, sir. And I'll close the public portion of this meeting now I'll close the public portion of this meeting. My concern is the large, is that the right word? The volume of activity that's going to be happening on that property there, particularly as it was just suggested, although I don't, if we were to approve this, my position would have to be that there wouldn't be any storage there by drivers of trucks and or trailers while they recover from a trip or whatever it might be of any period of time, even if it's a day. That's a purpose, as Ms. Vinegar was suggesting, is completely a separate category of use that would have to be approved by Planning Commission. Any concerns or any feelings one way or another?
I've got some comments here. Number one, I think it's a business that this area could use. And I'm sure there's plenty of trucks and stuff. We got I-75 going by. And that's one of my concerns, that there'll be traffic coming off of there, which is fine. But it'll be driving on our domestic, let's call it, streets and getting to this place. So there'll be increased traffic not only at the place, but getting to it and leaving from it. I'm always for getting more jobs in the area. However, this is totally in the wrong location as far as I'm concerned. We've heard testimony around that, and I really support that testimony. I believe this is the wrong location. I don't know if the city can find a better location for it. I think the business is a great one and certainly could definitely support the community with revenue that they bring in, but not in this spot in my mind.
I think Ms. Binniger hit it, and I think we're all longtime residents of Middletown and remember when Kroger was there and Hill's Department Store was there, and the residences on Caprice and whatever the other, Arcadia, is that one of, like, Clarendon is there. That neighborhood is an old neighborhood, and the city has obviously anticipated that area to be, that development to support the surrounding neighborhood. There was a department store, a grocery store. I can't remember what was in between the two. There was something in between the two.
Gym in there at one point.
Well,
Clothing store.
Yeah, clothing
there.
store, yeah.
and of course, it's somewhat evolved to this. I mean, Dedicated Motivated is still a consumer-related business that I remember the other business that was in there that had a problem with all the, it was a tote business. They were toting small, I can't remember what, foodstuffs or something along that line.
Cleaned them out.
Yeah. I think we do have to, I look at the use variance criteria that Mr. Fox has presented on behalf of staff, and I have to agree with pretty much every one of those. It seems like this business is a pretty heavy industrial type of business. It's going to affect the quality of life for the individuals around there. And Stock Box had trucks in there, and but they're loading and unloading, and they're in and out, and probably created a problem from a traffic standpoint. But you didn't have the accompanying noise and accompanying large volume of trucks that is anticipated in there. If we were, of course, if we were to permit this variance, if we voted to approve the variance, I think it would have to limit it to the parking, the temporary parking of vehicles there for the purpose solely of repair and redelivery to the owners. In my mind, I think that area was designed to be something different than selling and working on large motor vehicles and heavy equipment, heavy automotive repair. I mean, we're not talking just brake rotors and brake rotors and pads. We're talking semi-truck diesel engines. Any other thoughts?
No, I'm, looking through this being a use variance, it has to satisfy all criteria, not just one or two.
Correct.
And I mean, I can see at least two of these it doesn't. D, central character of the neighborhood would not be substantially altered as a result of the variance. And H, the granting of the variance will not adversely affect the rights of the adjacent property owners or residents. I think it will.
I'd have to agree with you. I'd have to agree. Any other comments? Tom? Corey?
Well, I actually lived over on Wellington Road, if you guys know where that's at. That's over on the other side of this. And I remember it being hills and going there as a kid. I actually drive down Caprice almost 3 or 4 times a week to go pick my son up, so I know this area relatively really well. The only concern, I mean, I'm for bringing businesses here and doing things like that, but I can tell you myself, just that area with those trucks coming in, it's just, I could just see accidents happening, or, a tow truck trying to bring something in, and I get it, these houses were there before, and, as much as they're saying they're gonna try to insulate it, you're gonna hear that. And I'd rather, I could see the resident side of hearing that at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, the moving, but I'm worried about the 100 trailers, and then, then we're going like Claire said about the other type of use. You know, they're saying 2 days, but you do that for 5 or 6 guys, and it's 2 weeks, and then, you know, it's just a slippery slope. But that's just my thoughts on it. And like I said, it's just hard to picture that because I feel like it was designed for like a hills, you know, for that area in particular. But yeah, that's all I have.
Any other comments? I have a motion by anyone?
I'll make a motion that we deny the use adjustment.
I'll second it.
Roll call, if you would, Mr. Fox.
All right, Gary Gross,
Yes to deny.
Jerry Heinrich,
Yes.
Tom Evans,
Yes.
Dave Cash,
Yes to deny.
and Corey Carter.
Yes to deny.
Motion to deny, 5-0.
Thank you.
Sorry,
The next case on the docket is an area variance application in case number 03-26, a request by Cronin Ford at 1750 North Verity Parkway for an area variance for the property located at that address to allow banner signs on the property that exceed the allowed 24 square feet of banner signs. Kind of read that all, Mr. Fox, so if you'll go from there.
All right. All right, so first thing I'm gonna show you is the highlighted there in purple
Are temporary flags exempt from this? I mean, I can see if they wanted to put up those flags for a special weekend or an inventory sale. Do we allow special occasional flags for temporary purpose?
We do not. I mean, they could put if they wanted to take those down and put up non-advertising signs like American flag. Or if they want to put up a red, white, and blue flag, solid red, white, and blue flags or whatever, they can do that. And they're permitted to do so. It's when they start advertising or putting trucks on it or anything related to the business where the issue starts.
Just really quick, there are temporary sign regulations. Yeah, so the code does allow temporary signs, like you can have a greater amount of signage for like a temporary, like a special sale or something, that is permitted. So.
I think you have to have a permit to put those up, was it like twice a year?
Yeah, it's limited, the number of times you can do it per year. Yes, you do need to get a permit for it.
You just said something that, that kind of confused me. If these banners were blank, they'd be in conformance?
No, we're not, the city is not regulating signs based on content.
I didn't,
No, I don't, it's that, there is a difference between commercial signage and non-commercial signage. But just a general rule, no, we're not regulating based on content.
so it doesn't make any difference. If they were blank, they would be in violation.
They would still be subject to the sign regulation.
They'd be subject to the ordinance.
I would, with the exception of American flags or something like that, is that an exception?
There are a list of exceptions. So, and I believe flags are one exception. So I'm not disagreeing with exactly what Mr. Fox said, but I do want to clarify that the content doesn't really control.
Any other questions for staff? All right, thank you, sir. At this point in time, I'll open the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this area of application, please step forward, ma'am. If you raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And if you'll identify yourself. Hold on. That's what I was going to ask, if anybody had a question for you. I guess from a practical standpoint, you're the only new car dealer in the city of Middletown. I know. I was stating that as a fact. Not a question, as a fact. I'm sorry. So I guess I just, and that used to be Middletown Ford. That dealership has been there as long as I can recall, even as a child. Yeah, yeah. And so I just, I understand that Ford wants you to put these banners up. Yeah, okay. I guess I just question the necessity of those banners for a dealership that's located in Middletown, among being the only new car dealership, and if you want a Ford locally, you probably go there. I understand it's business, but I understand we've got a code as well, and I'm just, I'm, yeah, you made my point. Mhm. Let code enforcement go after them if they're in violation.
I'd like to add, I think that they are tastefully done. I've seen car dealers have balloons on their cars and everything, 50 of them out there and stuff for special sales or whatever they do. That doesn't justify that we should okay this, but I do agree what you did looks good. And like, I've purchased cars there before, so I know where it is, and I don't have an issue with that. So I agree with what David's saying. I don't think you're gonna draw people in because of that, because everybody knows where it is that are people that live here.
Wrong person to ask, ma'am. I can't answer that question.
I ask him.
There are specific rules about the number of flags you can have, but it is accepted at some level from the restrictions. Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this application, please come forward. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application, please come forward to be sworn. Seeing none, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. Comments?
I already gave you my comments.
Well,
Definitely stretches the limits of
it's definitely significantly in excess of what would be allowed for a banner sign. And it is substantial, and I don't, to be truthful with you, I don't see any of the use, or not use, the area variance criteria being satisfied. Well, that's not that the benefit to the applicant is what is any criteria, but if you do go through the criteria, I truthfully can't, and not that Cronin is being penalized in any way, shape, or form for not seeking permitting before they erected these banner signs. That's obviously not a consideration that we should take into in our discussion, but I truthfully don't see any area variance criteria that would be, that we could say satisfies the application.
So do I understand it correctly? If they just replaced all those again with the American flag, they'd be in compliance?
Well, no, I think council.
Or they have to have a permit?
I think John said there's certain criteria for flags as,
The chapter on signage is long, and I don't have it all right there. I can't answer every question off the cuff, but I looked at it briefly. I think you're permitted to have 3 flags, I think. They can be a certain size. I think over that, they might need a variance, but I haven't read the whole thing. I'm not sure. To answer your question, Mr. Gross, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I think they could have some there without a permit, or they would be exempted from they'd be exempted from the zoning resolution.
any other?
I do have one question. They didn't install the actual poles or anything. That was from the old dealership, right? They just, okay.
Discussion. Does anyone wish to make a motion in either direction? If not, I'll make a motion that the area variance application be denied.
I'll second the motion.
Call the roll, if you would, Mr. Fox.
Mr. Cash,
Yes to deny.
Mr. Heinrich,
Yes?
Mr. Gross,
Yes.
Mr. Evans,
Yes.
and Mr. Carter.
Yes.
So it was 5-0 to deny.
All right, that brings us to new business. Is there any new business to address or to be addressed by the board? I think do we have a planning, or is that planning commission? What's the special, is that planning commission, a study session coming up?
Mr. Cash, that was January 22nd, unfortunately.
Let me bail you out. I got a question. New topic.
It was recorded though, so you can watch it.
Okay,
You can weigh in under old and new business at Planning Commission,
Is there-
how you thought
okay,
it played out.
all right.
I don't know if this is new business or not, but I've noticed that we're getting a few more of these signs along the bypasses and roads that advertise furniture sale and stuff around the
Those aren't legal.
They are not,
They are not legal.
yeah, I was gonna ask, are they temporary type signs or how do they qualify? There's numerous of them. I mean, they're,
Yeah, Mr. Gross is right. The signs in the right of way are not permitted.
Nope.
The ones you see, like the big ones for like St. John's, I think they just had an open house. They will seek a permit for that, similar to what you guys were referencing, a temporary banner.
well, I notice if we don't start removing them, they kind of like getting a chicken pox. You get more and more and more.
Yeah, I think Jim can definitely get with code enforcement on that.
Thank you.
I had it on my calendar.
We even got pizza.
That's right, I remember you asking for any dietary concerns. Oh, well. Any other new business? I don't see any old business there, but is there any old business?
Well, I just maybe new business. We just formally need to welcome our.
Welcome, Corey.
compatriot here. Thank you, Corey.
Look forward to working with you guys.
Did a good job tonight.
Well, if there's no new business or old business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I feel like Scrooge tonight.
Me too. Do I need to sign them?
Oh, pretty good.
I didn't mark on them, did I?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, this is just the agenda.